Councilmember Curtis is with us. Thank you for being here. I'm also joined by Lexington Police Chief Lawrence Weathers and Director of One Lexington, Divine Karama. Yesterday evening, a tragic shooting here at Charles Young Park injured 4 individuals and sadly took the life of one young man, Dejon Robertson. They were all here simply to enjoy the evening at Lexington's East End Days. Today, our community is coming together to pray for those wounded, for Dejon Robertson, and all who were affected by this tragedy. In this time of need, my focus, as always, is on serving our people. I am especially concerned about our young people. Please know, young people, you are resilient, and with help, you will get through this. I know you can learn to work out your differences without turning to violence. I also want to extend my thanks to the men and women of the Lexington Police Department for their quick response. Their actions yesterday helped protect members of our community and, along with the fire department, who provided immediate assistance to those injured. Police Chief Lawrence Weathers and the entire Lexington Police Department are committed to solving this crime as quickly as possible. They have been working around the clock to gather information, pursue every lead, and work to identify those responsible. At this time, I'd like for us to hear from Chief Weathers. Welcome, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't think we've had anything happen like this at the park, at least in a long time. And this is very sad, very sad. Somebody lost their life, and I know people are looking and reaching for somebody to blame or something to blame. But the bottom line is, if we're going to overcome these type of things, it has to be a community effort. Everybody has to be involved, not just when something like this happens and after something like this happens, but before something like this happens. And one thing I want to make clear is this: it is not indicative of what the East End is about. What the East End is about is all the camaraderie, all the friendliness, and all the family gathering that was going on before this incident. This is not what defines the East End. What defines the East End is the proud, hard-working people, God-fearing people, and people who love this community. That's what defines us, not this one incident. And we're going to do our best to hold those accountable who are involved in this, and we're going to do our best to make sure that events like this continue. Events like East End Days, East End Family Reunion, East End Days, East End Family Reunion. It needs to continue. You know, I was born and raised here in Lexington. I spent most of my time growing up on Bluegrass Aspenville, which is right here in the East End. So it does hit home. But no matter where it happens, it's going to hit home for me, because Lexington will always be my home. You know, when something like this happens, people don't see how it affects our officers. But since, you know, we got quite a few from the Lexington area, it's not surprising that we have personal connections to some of the people involved. So I just want everybody to know your police department's here for you. Your mayor's here for you. The city's here for you, and One Lexington is here for you. So I want to encourage anybody that has information to come forward. I want to encourage anybody who needs assistance trying to cope with us to seek out One Lexington. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. I also want to reach out to the families and the young people who were here at Charles Young Park yesterday. What happened was traumatic for many of you, and you may be struggling with what you saw, what you heard, or what you experienced. It is important, as the chief said, that we all come together as a community and support one another. Tomorrow afternoon, from 2 o'clock until 7 o'clock, those affected by last night's tragedy can visit the Dunbar Community Center at 545 North Upper Street to receive support services from our One Lexington team or its community partners. And I'd like to ask One Lexington Director Divine Karama to tell us a little bit more about what will go on tomorrow. Divine?
Unacceptable. Unacceptable is the only word I can think of. My family, born and raised in East End, I've been attending this event ever since it first started. We've never had an incident like this. Um, Somehow, as a society, as a culture, we have deteriorated to a point where a lot of our young people have no regard. Um, no regard for those who we should be protecting and preserving. Um, this is a sacred event, an event that, regardless of your issues, your conflicts with others, there was always an understanding that at events like this, it was sacred. You always got a pass. Whenever there were women and children present, it was just embedded in the code. And somehow, as a culture, we have gotten to a point where that code doesn't exist. And I think that that is indicative of a larger problem that, as the chief and the mayor said, the only way that we can remedy is to continue to come together. I was present in the park. Um, I was a few inches away from not coming home to my family. I seen my brothers helping those who were shot. There were young people underneath me asking me, Mr. Divine, am I gonna die? Unacceptable for our kids to have to deal with that kind of trauma. So what are we gonna do? How are we gonna respond as a community? What we cannot do is we cannot be divided. This is not a political issue. I know it's an election year, but this ain't about politics. This is about humanity. This is about our neighbors. And so my message to the community is, do not let voices out there divide us. And in instances like this, we are always better together. I think what we've been doing as a community, when I look at our faith community, I look at our nonprofits, I look at ex-street dudes that have changed their life around and getting skills and trades, I look at public safety, I look at city government, the school systems collaborating. We are on the right track and we are doing a good job, but obviously we got to continue to do more. And as Chief said, this can't just be an issue that everybody talks about when something bad happens. We got to get out of the habit of using other people's strategies for your political gain or as a political football or to talk about other things. The focus should always, as the mayor always says, should be the people. And so anybody who wants to get involved, they can reach out to us. We can plug you into ways you can get involved. But most importantly, to anybody that was in a park, any young people, any families, young or old, if you are struggling to deal with what happened, with what you saw, please reach out to us. And as the mayor said, we're going to be at Old Dunbar Center tomorrow from 2 to 3:30, and then again from 5 to 7. And it's an opportunity for families to come out and get on-site short-term support, but then also we can connect you with some long-term support. And I want to speak directly to the families in the East End because we've had a lot of conversations over the years, and I know a lot of you don't trust the system, you don't trust the medical system, you're a little weary when it comes to mental health support, and a lot of that is systemic, and a lot of that is because things that have been done directly to our community. Um, but what I'm telling you is, as somebody who has suffered grief, still grieving, if it wasn't for mental health support, I would not be alive today. And I was a person who did not believe in mental health. And so, at the very least, if you are a little unsure whether mental health is for you and your family, I implore you to come out. I will be there tomorrow. Have a conversation with me. Let's talk about it. Let's see if we can destigmatize your thoughts around mental health, and then let's just go from there. So, we're going to get through this as a community, but I implore everybody to please stay connected and keep the family in your prayers.
Thank you very much, Divine. So as both Divine and Chief Weathers said, community safety is a shared responsibility. It takes every single one of us to lift this community up and continue to working toward a safe community. Look out for one another. Take care of each other. That's kind of an old-fashioned thing, isn't it? We need to be doing it now. Take care of each other. If you see something you think is wrong or someone who's having an issue, speak up. Say something. Thank you very much. We will take questions from the media. Yes, Karen.
We have had quite a few people come forward, and quite a few people provide us with very actionable information.
I don't know.
I got you. So, we have our own behavioral health specialists on staff at the police department, which I don't think you probably checked, but they're probably everybody who's with the city, who's involved, we have a meeting to get together to bring them in, just like what he's doing at the Dunbar Center. We're doing for the people that work for the city. They can come there and get, for a short term, and get resources, connect them for the long term. And One Lexington is always invited. And they usually show up every time we have a situation. There's a debrief, and then all of that information is get out. And this situation is not going to be any different. We realize that the mental health of the men and women that are doing the work, especially the ones at E911, which people don't see very much, and our civilian employees, which people don't see very much, they're affected by this as well. So we open it up to everybody. And the fire department has their own personnel to help with the mental health aspect of it too, so they're going to be there too. So we take it seriously, and we want our people to be healthy, not just physically, but mentally as well.
Yes. Confirm it's the first homicide since February. This is a chief question. I think your question was, can we confirm this was the first homicide since February? Okay, yeah. This is the first homicide since early February.
Yes, this is the first homicide since early February.
Yeah. And we're
And I
moving
think
forward.
to the second part of your question, I think my pastor, Pastor Rodney McFarland, First Baptist Church, Bracktown, sent me a text last week, and he said, you know, one incident doesn't erase 4 years of progress. So we acknowledge that progress that we've all collectively worked towards, but I think this is just a sign that it never stops. Acknowledging progress doesn't mean that we take our foot off the gas or that we stop working. And so, you know, now we just start over. And hopefully we can have another 200 days and even more than that. And so it's all about the work. It's all about people for us.
Yes.
I'm curious, several of your statements were using the phrases young people resulting in domestic violence. Is that indicative that the suspect, if there is one right now, is someone that is young as well?
Um, we're buzzing up here, so if we sound funny, it's not us, it's the machine. Chief?
I can't comment. I can't comment on that directly. But what we're seeing is we're seeing that some of our young people are being missed and not included in some things, and maybe that's what affected them, and that's what we try to reach out to. You know, it's always been said, it's no secret that the young people are going to inherit what we leave behind. And I think it's incumbent on all of us to make sure that they're going to be good stewards of the community. And when they do inherit it, they're going to follow in the footsteps and not allow things like this to happen. And it's really up to them to stop it.
Any other questions? Yes. Is there, can you repeat it? Oh, is there any threat to the community? Chief, I'll let you take that one. Thank you.
A lot of incidents like this that we deal with are not random. We don't have any indication that this one is random, and therefore we don't see that the community is at any wide threat. With that being said, you know, people still need to be vigilant, and people still need to, again, if they see something, say something, and report anything that they see abnormal. But we don't think there's any direct threat to the community at large.
Other questions? Yes, sir. What's the chief's initial assessment to the initial response?
Well, there were police already in the park, and there were sheriff's deputies already in the park. One person told me that it took less than 25 seconds for police to get here. Police was performing life-saving measures along with people from 1 Lexington. They were getting a scene secured. They were getting witnesses lined up and people ready to interview them, and that's what I expect. I expect the level of professionalism that I saw when I came here. So, in my opinion, they were doing what they needed to do.
Right. Yes. Wait, you already asked a question, right? Let's go here first and then we'll come back.
So for the victims that were shot, what's the extent, is there any update on their injuries? Can you update on the extent of their injuries?
Is there an update on the victims' injuries? Do you,
Did y'all get that? He's currently, there's no update other than what we gave you last night.
all right, yes. You had another question. Okay, are there any other questions? Yes.
They said you don't believe it to be gang related. Do they believe the shooting to be gang related?
Is the shooting believed to be gang related?
If anything like that is occurring, that's going to be part of the investigation. It's something we can't talk about.
Okay, anything else? Yes. Oh, are there additional police crews working today? I could probably answer that, but you can.
We look at our staffing levels constantly, and especially when an event like this, we bring them in and we evaluate this clearly from a tactical standpoint. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah. Anything else?
Like I said before, we evaluate when something like this happens. We evaluate our staffing, and for tactical reasons, I'm just going to leave it at that.
Any other questions? Okay, I would just like to close by thanking all the people in the community who have reached out. Divine mentioned his church, my church this morning. I've had people text me and ask, what can we do to help? So this is a good thing, and I want to thank all those folks who have messaged about helping. Thank you all.